What's up, everybody? It's Jason at Hard Money Bankers. Hope all is well. So, the name of the lending game is lead flow. The person, the company who has the most deals, who has the most lead flow, who has the most opportunities is always going to win. It's that simple, obviously. Think about this. Let's say you're a lending company and you need to close one deal, just one deal this month, and you get 10 opportunities, you get 10 leads, and you got to do one of them. That's 1 out of 10, right? That's not bad. Chances are between 1 out of 10 decent opportunities, leads, you may get one. But imagine if you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 to choose from, then you can cherry pick the best out of that. The goal is to cherry pick all the best deals. Any deal that obviously meets the mold you want to lend on, but the more opportunities you have, the better. There are so many local private lenders and hard money lenders in our market that are doing decent volume, but they don't have decent deal flow. And they don't have that many leads. So they're doing deals, quite frankly, that we probably wouldn't be lending on because our deal flow is better, because we spend a lot of time and effort in marketing to make sure we have deals. A good deal always is the most important thing. And it's also the easiest way to raise capital from the best investors. You need opportunities, you need deals, you need leads. So that being said, I want to go over our vetting process to screen the leads that we get quickly. It's important. I've done lots of videos on marketing to bring leads in the door. It's stuff that we do in our 2-day intensive here at our office with our private consulting clients, I should say. We spend a lot of time on that. So many people think that, oh, I got lots of people that need money. I know all these flippers. And you know what? You may, but that necessarily doesn't mean that the deals that they're going to present to you or the deals that they're able to do fit what your mold is. So you got to figure out what your mold is. We go through all that. That's pretty easy. You want, obviously, good deals. And then you just have to go out and be a marketing machine. And I've done a lot of videos on that, and we spend a lot of time on marketing. We get about 1,000 leads in every month, just so you know. We get about 1,000 leads. We close about 25 of them, and most of them are already repeat borrowers anyways. So we only have one sales guy. I obviously do some sales and origination on some of our repeat borrowers, but we have one sales guy in our office named Tony, and his job, and when I have to manage him, it's about efficiency and to make sure he's getting in touch with those 20 people every day, 20, 30 people every day, give or take, and get through it. The vetting process to get through these deals. Because if not, you're going to drive yourself crazy and you're going to be overwhelmed in the weeds. You have 2 minutes for a bad deal and about 5 to 10 minutes for a good deal to get through these things. So you need to move quick. So this is how our vetting process works. So someone can reach out to us via incoming phone call, incoming email, incoming web lead form, or some sort of social media platform. Now, we like when obviously people fill out lead web forms, because we encourage that, obviously, because we have all their information in front of us. Or if somebody calls and he has a script of about 5 questions to ask very, very quickly. So there's nothing wrong with asking them how much cash they have up front, because if they have no money, you can't do a deal anyways, right? So there's no point in even asking them the other stuff. So the script goes something like this. Let's just pretend, I'm the one taking the call. Hey, this is Jason at Hard Money Bankers. How can I help you? Yeah, I'm looking to flip this house. It's in Baltimore and it's a good deal. No problem. So let me just ask you a few quick questions just to make sure it works. Obviously, I don't want to waste your time. What's your purchase price and your construction costs? Well, I'm buying it for 100 and it needs 50 grand of work. Okay. And approximately, how much money can you contribute into the deal, or how much cash can you put into the deal, or approximately what loan amount are you looking for? Oh, I'm looking for, 100% of everything. Okay. No problem. So chances are you are going to need some money into the deal. And keep in mind, I'll do my best to make sure it's the least amount as possible, but how much money could you put into the deal? So I try to ask the question multiple times, multiple different ways to figure out what their answer is. Like, I don't, unfortunately, I just don't have any means to bring any money to the table. No problem. Honestly, this isn't going to be a great fit for us at this time. What I would recommend is maybe trying to bring on a capital partner, or figuring out ways that you can get some additional resources, because you are going to be required to bring some money to the table. Let me ask you one of those questions. You don't happen to own any other rental properties or any other free and clear assets, do you? No, I don't. Okay. Because if they do, maybe we can do some sort of cross collateral. So before even, I didn't ask for the address. I asked for the reason I asked those filler questions of purchase price and construction costs. So I know that their exposure or their costs would be 100 plus 50. So 150. So I know that chances are they're going to need like 30 grand into that deal. I usually say about 20%. And even if they don't need the 20%, I like them to have at least 20% liquid, because they're going to need overage for construction costs. They're going to need down payment money. They're going to need to front load draws. They're going to need to make monthly payments. So they're going to need a decent amount of that. So I go through those quickly. A call like that should really be like 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes max, right? So I try to get through them very, very quickly. Like I said, we get a lot of these in. My job is to make it rain with leads. So Tony's job is to get through these things as quick as possible and figure out which ones have legs and which ones don't, as quick as possible. So the one other thing I do ask, if they call in, meaning I don't probably have their email address because they're calling in, they didn't fill out a web form. What I do is, one last question. Why don't we just do this? Honestly, this deal probably isn't going to work great for us, but if you give me your email address, I'll just send you a quick email with exactly how our program looks. So when you do have something that meets it, you'll have all my contact number and you can call me back or email me back directly. How does that sound? Sure. No problem. So then I can get their email address. We talk about this in marketing stuff. You need to get email addresses on everything. You need an email database. It's the only way to grow a hard money lending business, to stay in front of people. Every time we send out an email blast, we get loans. It's that simple. You need to be sending out at least one email every month. Or every week, I'm sorry. So the other part about having that email address, I don't have to worry about following up with them in a month from now. When new salespeople start with us, they're like, okay, well, this seems like it could be something, just not now. Don't worry about following up with them. You don't need to. They're on our email list. And because they're on our email list, they're getting emails from us regularly, at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. They'll reach back out. No need to follow up. And that's a big part, is you're going to get overwhelmed when you have, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads that you're going through all the time. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're only going to work with the ones that are ready right now. So that's an important part. Some of the stuff I've talked about on marketing is creating a massive lead machine and having, people call in, you meet them at meetup groups, you have their business card, they fill out a web form, whatever it is, and getting their email addresses so you can email them on that weekly basis. And what happens is they'll reach out to you then. You have their information. You don't need to necessarily follow up with them and waste time on that. Let them reach out to you. Our sales positions at Hard Money Bankers are reactive jobs, not proactive jobs. We don't need them going out and generating business. And again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You obviously should be going out to generate business, but the job is to get the phone ringing, get people interested at that time, and going through it as quick as possible as the leads come in. You need to go through these things as quick as possible or it's never going to work. I promise you. You need to go through them quick. Obviously, you want to be detailed to see if the numbers work, but that's a real easy turn down, which is a typical, 90% of, not 90%, maybe 60% of the deals that call. So let's go through another one real quick where, they do have resources. So, hey, this is Jason at Hard Money Bankers. Hey, Jason, I got this property in Washington, D.C. I'm looking to flip. Sure, no problem. If you don't mind, let's just go through a few numbers real quick. You're buying it. What's your purchase price? I'm buying it for $300. Cool. What's your construction? $100. Okay. And approximately what loan amount are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for as much as possible, but I could put some money down if I need to. Okay. Just out of curiosity, how much money are you thinking? I don't know, maybe like 50 or 100 grand. Okay, cool. No problem. And what was the address again? And then I'll write down the address and potentially do some due diligence on that address at that time. I'll usually even put it into Google Maps to try to make myself look like an expert in that area, even if I'm not. And typically I know most of these areas really well. So I can give them some credibility content. But usually what I'll say is like, oh yeah, I know that area. That's over off First Street in Maine or something like that. I'd be like, yeah, over by the Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know that area pretty well. Okay. So what we do is we lend up to 65% based off the after repair value. So if we think the value is about 600, we'll give you a loan of 400. And I try to go through, you got to go through these things quick. You can't turn this into like 3 phone calls and some emails. So I like to base everything off their numbers. So based on, a 600, let's just say they think it's worth 600. Based on a $600,000, let's back up one sec. Let's say it's a 350 purchase price, 100 construction, and a 600 resale. I'm just going to go off that. So based off $600,000 resale, we can do a loan of $400,000, and you're buying it at 350 and it needs 100. So that means your cost would be 450 and we can lend 400. So what would happen is you'd have to put 50 towards the purchase. You'd have to put $50,000 towards the purchase price. So we would lend 300 towards the acquisition, 100 towards the construction, for a total loan of 400. So you need 50,000 towards the purchase price plus closing costs. So you would need, closing costs ends up being like 8 or 10% with points, transfer recordation tax, title insurance, things like that. So you would need, probably like, let's see, so 50, so probably like $100,000 on this deal. Does that seem like that could work for you? Well, I was hoping to put up a little less. Okay, no problem. And maybe we can do it that way, but I will tell you that based on your numbers, like we're probably going to be in around 100. Like if you think that'll work, what I'll do is I'll go with my underwriter. If you're the underwriter, I'm the underwriter in this particular case. What I'll do is I'll just do a little bit more due diligence on that property, give you a firm number of how much we're willing to lend on, and I'll call you back shortly with the exact numbers. But chances are you're probably going to need 100. And if you think you can make that work, then I'm happy to go to the next level and do it. Yeah, I think I can make that work. Okay, no problem. Oh, by the way, and how's your credit, just out of curiosity? Why does credit matter? Well, it does tell a story a little bit, and we can be the most aggressive with good credit scores. If the credit's not that great, it's no problem. We can still do it, but we might lower our exposure a little bit. Yeah, it's good. Okay, well, what's good? Like 700? Yeah, it's like 700. Okay, cool. Well, why don't I do this? Let me take a look, and I'll call you back. So then what I'll do is typically like half hour later, I'll give them a call back and say, hey, I looked at the deal. We're able to do 400 like we discussed over the phone. You'll need $100,000 cash to close. Our terms are 13% and 3 points. So this is what the numbers look like. If you're cool with all that, let's proceed. What I'll do is we collect a $400 valuation fee. And what that does is it gets our in-house inspector into the property just to confirm your values and confirm your scope of work. Does that seem like something you want to do? Yep, cool. I'll take the $400 credit card. And then I'll give them their estimated use of funds and their LOI. We have a built-in system in-house that just spits that out. So I can do it while I'm talking to them and PDF it right to them to make it super simple. And that's it. So the goal of all this is for the whole vetting process is move quickly. The name of the game is, number one, lead flow. Number two, vetting these things as quick as possible and moving on to the next one. Moving on to the next one. Move. So cool. Hope you found this helpful. If you're not implementing this in your business already, you should start implementing this. Spend your time on getting these deals in the door. And when they come in, obviously you want to give good customer service. I like to crack jokes with them. I like to make them feel comfortable. I usually invite them to come into our office because we kind of have a cool office for them to, meet the team and build credibility that way. We do meetup groups, so I invite them to our meetup groups. I try to give them as much value as possible. And if it's a bad deal, I'll tell them it's a bad deal. It's like, honestly, you need, too much money on this deal because it's not great. So, just some tips and tricks that we do. But the goal is to get through these deals very quickly. Anything related to this topic, hit me up. We're doing this stuff real life in our 6 local markets that we lend in. And outside of our local markets, we do some private consulting as well. So here to help. Let me know if you need anything.